Hey guys, welcome back to Sam's Project Bench. Now today I'm working on another project. Now alongside the Nissan Patrol project, I've been quietly working on my Jayco caravan. Now it's an older model, 80s model. I've redone the canvas work. It's a little bit ghetto. Wasn't building it for anyone else, so I cut a few corners, bit me ass in a couple areas, but all in all, she does alright. So instead of the usual track system at the top, I've just used sail track or annex track or rope track, whatever you want to call it, attached from the top. And I've got tech screws holding into the strip down the bottom. So nothing fancy, does the job. A little bit ghetto, but it doesn't faze me. So we travelled to Tasmania, across the country in this thing. Did the job nicely, but now she's a bit abused. And what I'm working on today, I'm trying to sort out this winch. So every time I use it, it twists and turns on the spot, and just it's overall just flat out dodgy. So I haven't noticed anything broken. I did film it as it was going under tension and off tension. It was just twisting in the spot. So I'm thinking just need some reinforcing, might well some gussets in there, but I want to replace the timber in behind there. So you can see it's all rotten, not fantastic. So I might start pulling off the front of the van. It's going to be interesting. So I'm going to take the whole front end off. Alright, let's get to work. Okay, let's give this head mount a go. Don't know how good it's going to go, but give it a whirl. Certainly makes life a lot easier. Okay, we'll start tearing into this strip down here. It's not even attached to anything anymore, but pretty sure I'm gonna have to take these panels off, drill out all these rivets, pull this off. I'm thinking I'm gonna replace this rubber panel, maybe some I don't know, Jayco plate alley or something, but we'll figure it out as we go. Okay, now I made a little progress off camera. As we look under here, it's pretty nasty. So all that's completely rotted away, so I'll have to replace that. But we all seen that coming. Alright, let's get this aluminium sheet off. Get even more access. Should be the last one here. Here we go. Look at all the access. Now I've got to try to stop myself doing a ground up rebuild. That's what's happened to my patrol. Things got out of hand pretty quickly, so I'll try keep this in check, make sure I don't get too carried away. Alright. Thinking I'm going to cut the bottom of the strip off and add another section on so the bottom is fresh. Got the worst of it off. Did make a mess of that, that's right. I'm going to be attaching a board on the outside and then attaching it down here. Now, I might even put some kind of waterproof coating on it to help prevent that. Now, ideally, I probably should be cutting out of that and replacing that, but I really don't want to make that much work for myself, so I'm just going to dodgy that up and get it working. Alright, so dodgy this shit is. So I tighten it, the whole thing twists, rotates. So when it's mounting onto the frame, all the bolts are loose. So I'm thinking, I'm going to back the pressure off this, pull this bracket off, clean it, square it up, true it up, and actually weld it onto the frame so it can't move. Alright, I've started dismantling this winch. Now I've only removed one half and look, it is barely holding in there. There's a little wonder it was twisting and pulling all over the place. I'm actually surprised it actually did its job for so long. It essentially was being held in by one bolt because the back two ain't really doing jack, so. Well, I'll clean up, I'll reuse this angle iron. It's just a bit rusty. I'll clean that up, put on the sander, hit it with a wire brush, clean her up. And I'm welding that straight to the frame. So, I've got some bracing here on the winch. You can see it looks a lot more sturdy. And the mounting bracket here is actually welded to the frame itself. So, that had, for whatever reason, was only ever mounted with one bolt going through. So from the factory, it probably was inadequate and probably always had a twist. And by the point I actually did anything about it, every bolt was loose and the bolts going through the back were pretty much not doing anything. So it's a good thing I did this when I did. So I'm going to pull it back out, prep it and paint it just to prevent it from rusting in future. Actually has a coat and paint, looking a lot neater now. Now I'm happy with the winch. I still need to get some new mounting bolts and mount that there and put a little bit more reinforcing in behind the other side, but I'm pretty happy with the way that is now. So now I can start working on this here. I need to extend this board down and seal up this front again. So that's got the winch mounted, reinforced, so that's all healthy. no longer flexing. I've got a new timber down the bottom, replacing the rotted section, and I've got some extra supports in the middle. So still got to put a couple cross struts along the front, just to give the front a lot more support than it had originally. But she's looking a lot neater now. So we've got our cross braces, our boards going across the width. Also now attached the base of that. Well, that's all glued down. Everything's firm and solid. So the front of the van now back together. I didn't end up going with the checker plate. Decided I didn't want to waste the money and add the extra weight to the front, so I just put it back just the way it was. Now I still need to get some new plastic inserts for that, but it's all setting up. Not the prettiest thing, but it's completely functional. While I was at it, I went ahead and replaced some of the shock cord up here. And while I was going along here, the wife was busy inside staining all the old timber. Before we get in there, you can see now the winch, as it operates, it no longer twists or moves. Let's go inside and see where are we up to in here. So all this has been stained. It was looking very tattered before, and it, after the staining, it looks almost brand new. So the wife has also gone and laminated the cupboards, gone for the two-tone timber look. And she's also stained this end of the van. So you can see a side by side of what's been stained, what has not. And you can kind of see the magic is done over there. So pretty much all the timber was as damaged as this one. But looking at it, you really wouldn't be able to tell it was that scuffed up. So definitely worth considering if your van's a little bit tired. So the wife also had a go at covering the original table board with this laminate, but I don't think I'm too keen on the colour, and if you look at the lines, it's also crooked, so that's going to mess with my OCD a little bit. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to replace the tabletop, but for now it does the job. So if you are curious on the stainer we used, this is the one here, the Cabot's Deck and Exterior Stain. So that all that was needed to do the job is grab a Scotch-Brite pad and just rough up the original laminated timber. Doesn't need to be too extreme, just to rough it up and clean up the surface. I like to wipe over with the wax and grease remover, and then you just apply it with a paintbrush. So it's easy as that. That's going to do for this video. Now I managed to repair the front of the van, fix the winch and got that solid, so the roof can now go up a lot more solid. Now I didn't show as much of the process as original planning. I got a little bit busy and need to rush it on a little bit, so hopefully in my future videos I will show you more of the process videos. Let me know if you like the head mounted view, the point of view camera position. Otherwise I'll go back to a tripod and handheld again. But if you want to see more of this build, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you know anyone else with a caravan, please send them a link too. So thanks for joining me on Sam's Project Bench. See you in the next